Hello again everybody, a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a major update to the PMDG 737NG series for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So welcome back. There's a new update to the PMDG 737 for msfs, like we said at the start, and that will be launching over the next few days. So we're looking between the 21st to the 25th of October 2024. There's a lot to get stuck into with the update. And naturally, those of you that have been enjoying the iFly 737 MAX might draw comparisons with the product, but we're going to focus on this aircraft and the new midlife update to it, so we can focus on what we can enjoy with this fantastic aeroplane as well. Now I'm going to be doing a short hop from Edinburgh to Manchester, positioning one of our aircraft down there on the VATSIM network for the flight as well, and I'll be discussing a lot of the changes throughout. The biggest one, I guess, actually, really, is some improvements to the RU drift model, taxi handling, and improved flight handling across all the types as well, and improved control field modelling ground effect for all types. So they've made a lot of changes to the aeroplane, the way it feels, the way it flies. They've also incorporated the Navigraph format, ARINC 424. That's the Navigraph's modern database format that they use. And you'll notice when you first go into the update and you maybe draw the aircraft in, I'll just show you very quickly here because there's a lot to talk about. It will say not in database. Now, what PMDG have done, they have enabled a way that allows people on Xbox that enjoy their products to also enjoy the Navigraph data format. So we've pulled everything in for our flight, and we're going to press that little burger icon, and we get here a little warning. You do not have current Navigraph navigation data. Click download to extract the data. And there it is. So what you can now do inside the 737 tablet is update the AirAct cycles directly inside the tablet, whether you're on PC or Xbox. I'm going to do it now. And that therefore enables updated procedures for all related tasks in the aircraft, like that. Just a click of a button in the sim, which is really cool. All of the bugs already fixed in the 777 version of the Universal Flight Tablet, by the way, are now included in this as well. That's done, and you'll also see ground operations there, allowing you to control elements of the ground services, interact with the doors, deal with ground services, and deal with maintenance as well in the tablet. And there's that ground connections page again, which is really cool. At the top, auto cruise, sim rate changes as well, like the 777 for those of you who like to use that sort of thing in the 737 perhaps, and the good old trusty performance tool that we've enjoyed in the past. So with that done, we can now put in our reference airport and our gate. We can then go and pull our route in from SimBrief and set all of the required loads as well, like so. Nice and easy, as we've come to expect from PMDG FMC. So very effortless pre-flight setup and configuration in this, which is a bit easier, in my opinion, than the iFly 737, though that is a fantastic 737 MAX 8 as well. It's nice to see competition in the 737 series in the sim, and I'm not going to draw massive comparisons between the two. You know, there's a huge difference in the cabin, but PMDG have focused on the flight deck, the system depth, and all of that kind of thing, without really focusing too much on cabin simulation elements. So I'm going to go ahead, finish the pre-flight, and I'll catch up with you shortly prior to our departure. So some of the other things that they've done as well is improve the logic within the aircraft. All of these switches, when you press a switch, the aircraft will not activate that feature unless it's checked and approved it within the logic that Boeing have decided upon. So you might notice that when you transfer, I don't know, Gen 2 from the APU and you pop Gen 2 online, you might notice there'd be a small delay and then a click and a switch. And some of the switches might respond differently, and that's part of the simulation that they've provided in this aircraft. They've improved the lateral path as well to leverage the new nav data capabilities. They've also improved the FTS roll mode control logic, and with that as well, they've significantly improved vertical path computation yielded from those lateral path updates as well. And yaw damp logic's been improved, VNAV approach control logic improved, and the missed approach lateral path marker with missed approach point fix been added to the 737 as well. They also say they've implemented the Asobo weather quote-unquote radar returns on appropriate displays. We'll see if we can trigger that today, although I'm not sure if we're going too close to any inclement weather. Continue on Alpha and hot point Delta 124, clear to Manchester, go San 1 Charlie departure, squawk 0541 Osprey 113 Bravo.
Osprey 113 Bravo, correct.
So they've improved the ground handling of the aircraft. They've improved the taxi handling using the lessons they've learned from the 777 development, which is good. And there is a noticeable improvement to the smoothness on the ground, which is nice. They've also improved the control fuel model in the ground effect for all the aircraft types, 737. And as a reminder, they've got the 737-600 variants, they've got the 700s with a couple of freighters, the 800 with a load of freighter versions in that, and the BBJs as well for the 700 and 800 versions. And then on top of that, they've got the nice 900 and 900 ER, which is a nice extra little challenge.
13 Bravo, runway 24 clear for takeoff, the surface wind 22 degrees 9 knots.
Runway 24 clear for takeoff, Osprey 113 Bravo. So, we'll keep it rolling.
000, type A5.
Because it's a bit more efficient.
Requesting clearance to Glasgow with information mic on board.
Toga.
On November 700 Bravo, enemy tower, hello, cleared to Aberdeen, Grice 3 Charlie departure, squawk 5252.
That's Glasgow, from November 700.
Rotates.
Yep, sorry, my mistake, I slipped front row. You're cleared to Glasgow, of course, Grice 3 Charlie, squawk 5252.
Positive reading climb.
You're up.
Please Glasgow via the Grice 3 Charlie departure, squawk 525 to
A little bit of a crosswind, small element of gusting, that's quite nice, it's fine.
Osprey 113 Bravo, no further HC, Montunicum 122, decimal 8, bye-bye.
Okay, thanks for the HC, Osprey 113 Bravo, bye.
Inbound over.
So, away we go. Hand flying and the rotation feels very nice as well, it did before. So all round kind of positive, and this is a big update for the 737. Just levelling off here at a bit of an acceleration altitude to gain speed, and we'll start to retract those flaps as well from flap 5. Then with the importation of the new Navigraph database format, they've rescinded a load of the older nav data format files and assets, things within that as well. So the aircraft is basically now reading the navigational database entirely differently. Still flies just as well as it did before, with a couple of improvements to the way the LNAV and the VNAV work. Just an all-round kind of better smoothness, I suppose, is a better way to suggest to explain it. They've improved the task, ground speed, wind vector, position trend vector smoothing model as well, so there will be kind of small little tweaks and improvements as you navigate your way around the flight deck throughout all the phases of flight. You might spot little things here and there which are just there to kind of improve that quality of life and enhance the realism somewhat. Going to go ahead and bust through these constraints and get to 250 for our cruise today. Super short flights, we go up, we go straight back down again. And they've also improved the terrain data display brightness interplay as well. We might see that a little bit later into the flight. But you can see there different, slightly different way that it looks on the radar displays there for the terrain mapping. But we'll monitor the weather radar throughout the duration of the service because we want to see if we get near any inclement weather to trigger any kind of display feature. But that's something that people have asked for a lot. And it's basically nice to see that they've implemented something. It's not really an accurate weather radar, unfortunately, and Asobo, Microsoft don't give developers access to the files, the API, the data that they need to create the realistic weather radars, which has been a frustration for a lot of developers for a long time. It would be something I would like to see Asobo and Microsoft do in order to support the developers. Wouldn't be difficult to sign contracts and things to try and lock all of that down, but at the end of the day, that's what's preventing the realistic weather radar in a lot of aircraft, including this. But they've implemented the Asobo weather returns on the appropriate displays, i.e. this nav display here. It is also worth pointing out as well that if you've saved a lot of flight plans in the past in that work folder, as we had to do a little while back now, prior to the SimBrief integration in the FMC, those old saved flight plans are no longer compatible with this newly updated aircraft, and that's because it's got the new ARINC formula within it. Within the EFB, or the Universal Flight Tablet rather, you can also, as we spoke about before, you can visualise and interact with all the ground vehicles, so the fuel trucks, the cabin cleaning, the stairs, the galley trucks. If you like the Boeing business jets, you can utilise control of the SUVs, getting them to be displayed or not. And alongside all of those maintenance tasks, refilling the hydraulic fluid, cooling the brakes, replacing the tyres and the brakes, that sort of thing as well. You can also interact with all the doors, as we said at the start, and that includes the emergency doors over the wings in the passenger variants, as we're in today. And there will be an update coming very soon into that PMDG Operations Centre. As we said at the start, we're looking at it being released between the 21st and the 25th of October. There's no specific date set, naturally. But you'll no doubt see an update on the PMDG forums when it is released. So all round again, yeah, been quite impressed with the update. It's an aircraft which is fantastic anyway. If you haven't already got your hands on it, then the 600 variant starts at just over £30. This is the 800 variant, which is by far the most popular one, and that's available for a little bit more. But take a look at pmdg.com for all the details. If you haven't already got your hands on it, then this is a fantastic high fidelity package that I can highly recommend. It's one of the finest simulation pieces that we enjoy at the moment. Flap 30 green, landing gears down 3 green, got auto brake 1, speed brakes armed, park brakes off, that's good. Missed approach is briefed. Hopefully we don't have to use it again. Let's reduce to final approach speed.
And Manchester traffic, EC3, 7 Tango Bravo, landing at runway 23 right for departure, Manchester.
Manchester traffic, Osprey 113 Bravo, runway 23 right, short final 3 miles.
In that case, then we'll wait.
Thank you. Auto throttle off.
1000.
Autopilot off. And yeah, as I've mentioned at the start of the video, the way that the handling of the aeroplane has gently sort of been tweaked and improved. There's as always, the smoothness in flight with this. One of my favourite things about this aircraft is its sort of characteristics when you're hand flying the jet. It's very enjoyable. A little bit more hands-on, but certainly with a little bit of wind and shifts in weather and things, it gets quite interesting, quite nice to sort of hand fly.
500.
I'm not doing a good job of commentary and hand flying it at the moment.
400.
There's been improvements to the ground effects, which we might see in a few seconds.
300.
But all round, one of my favourite aircraft in the sim is this, the 737-800.
200. Approaching minimums.
Good. Focusing on that threshold. There's the touchdown zone. Ignoring the pappies because they tend to be off in the sim. Speed's good.
50.
Looking ahead.
30. 20. 10.
Touchdown. A little bit cocked on one wheel there, but smoothish nonetheless. Reverse screen. Brakes are good. Just going to revert to manual brakes here to help this chap out behind. Speed's nice for vacating. Manchester traffic, Osprey 113 Bravo's vacating 23 right. Flaps and slats, auto brake off.
And the 93 Central Bravo will be lining up for departure again on a 23 right.
Cheers for waiting.
No worries, a good landing as well.
.260 on the touchdown zone, no bounce, lovely.
Eurowings 5 Bravo Golf is clear to the Düsseldorf airport via the Sonic 1 Romeo departure at runway 23 right, squawk 4217. Eurowings 5 Bravo Golf.
Eurowings 5 Bravo Golf, read back is correct.
So I'm going to get in contact with ground, get taxied in and shut down. Yeah, hit like, hit subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments below. The links to PMDG.com will be in the description if you haven't already done so. Got the aircraft and want to check it out perhaps? You can definitely do so. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for flying. Manchester ground, hello, Osprey 113 Bravo's vacated on Bravo.
Osprey 133 Bravo, Manchester ground, very good afternoon to you. Taxi Delta, hold Delta 2, expect stand 109.
Taxi Delta, hold Delta 2 and expect stand 109 Osprey 113 Bravo. Cheers everybody, see you soon. Thanks for watching.